Welcome back, folks, to the Bully Pulpit. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce President Bill Russell. Bill, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure being here, Mark.
Absolutely, we're proud to have you. So tell me a little bit about the quality of life in the Lake Norman area.
Well, right now we're going through an economic downturn. Everybody's aware of it. But I'll tell you, if there's ever a great place to be and a bad time, this is it. I would not trade being in Lake Norman for anything. Last week you probably read that it came out that Cornelius was ranked the #7 suburb in the country, best affordable suburb by Business Week magazine. Mooresville ranked the #1 micropolitan town for Site Selection magazine. So again, people around the country are recognizing that Lake Norman is a great place to work and live and visit.
Absolutely. To start a new business, this actually is a very, exciting place, just like you said. Tell me a little bit about that #1 ranking. Wasn't that to start a new business here in the...
With Mooresville, yes, it was #1 in terms of what they're doing up here. They've got a tremendous economic development agency up here that has been successful for a number of years, and this isn't the first time they've been ranked #1. And again, we're real proud in Cornelius and the fact that Cornelius was ranked #1 in North Carolina, best affordable suburb, #7 overall in terms of a place to live and to raise your family and to work. Recently, Money Magazine ranked Huntersville as one of the best places in the country to live. And then last year, Davidson College last year, what a tremendous run in the NCAA. Steph Curry and the Davidson Wildcats put us on the map with people from around the country that didn't know much about this area. What a tremendous job. So again, this is a wonderful place to live and to raise your family.
Oh, absolutely. One of our first businesses that I owned and operated was right there on Main Street. Bob Knox, the Knox family,
Sure.
they put us right up on Main Street. And as you said, it's just a beautiful place to own and operate your own business. Now, you do a lot with support for new businesses and fledgling businesses. Is that right? From not only a networking standpoint through the Chamber, but tell us a little bit about some of your other programs that you have.
Well, the Chamber of Commerce, we have 1,100 Chamber members in the Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville market. We have some businesses in Mooresville, businesses in Denver, so we're pretty much a regional Chamber of Commerce. However, you talked about our small business assistance, and the Chamber of Commerce, any Chamber of Commerce is really known for its opportunity to provide networking opportunities to come out and to get together with other members and do business-to-business networking. But we also work with those startups and those entrepreneurs. We have a small business resource center to where if you're a startup business, you can make an appointment to come in and meet with the representatives from SCORE. That's the Senior Corps Retired Executives, people who have retired from their professional lives but are not yet ready to fully retire. And so they'll meet with you and counsel you and work with you on creating your business plan and your marketing plan and how to get financing. You can set up appointments with the Small Business Administration, and they too can go over some financing that's available to you and work with you to create that business plan, because again, you've got to have a blueprint for success. If you don't have a successful business plan or a marketing plan, you don't know where you're going as a business, you're not going to get there. And so that's some of the tools that we try to provide our businesses. Recently, through this economic downturn, we've been working with the Small Business and Technology Development Center to put on a series of seminars called Survive and Thrive. And each month for the last 3 months, we've been putting on these seminars. The first one was creating that business plan and creating that marketing plan, and then taking a company that utilized that to put together a successful plan that's grown their business, even through this time. Then last month, we had somebody to talk about the basics of sales, getting that back to the basics of sales, because all of our businesses, whether retail or service, you're selling your business. And we also had somebody talk about networking. And so very often people don't understand what networking is about. You go to a networking event and some people think that they're there to sell their business. And that's not what networking is. Networking is building relationships. And hopefully if I do something for Mark in your business, down the road you'll do something for me. And that's what networking is all about.
Absolutely. It's going to come right back to you in ways that you might not even expect.
Exactly.
And it sounds like you have a wonderful support group. And from a mentoring standpoint, the SCORE people really sound like they're really chipping in to ensure success. is in this, I understand that credit is somewhat hard to come by, but in our area, does that hold true, or are things, pretty financially sound in our area?
I'm glad you brought that up. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Chamber of Commerce put on a program where we had members of our banking community. We had Community One Bank there. We had Aquesta Bank. We had Regions Bank. Representatives from all three of our local banks talking about the credit is there. If you have the correct credit score, you've got to be able to substantiate. You've got to be able to pay it back. But if you've got a solid business plan and you've got a solid marketing plan, the credit is there and the money's there to be able to fund your business. And we're starting to see that in terms of businesses start back up. The bad thing is we have seen some downsizing from companies. Some people laid off from their jobs. Maybe they were in the banking community. And they've always thought about, really they'd like to go out and start their own business and do their own thing. But they've been secure that they have this nice job. Well, maybe they lose that job, and now there's nothing preventing them from going out there and starting that business they've always wanted to do. And we're starting to see that entrepreneurship rise up now.
Absolutely, and it really does. It doesn't, seem like it makes a lot of sense, but in all actuality, you can really better yourself a whole lot in a downturned economy. I think that it isn't all gloom and doom, folks. It's really beautiful here in the Lake Norman area. Now tell us a little bit about the new Langtree development that's coming in at the new exit right here off of the, near the Lake Davidson area. How is that going to affect jobs in our area and commerce?
The conference space in particular, I've been trying to follow it in the papers as much as anybody else, and I'll tell you, that conference space that they're talking about building there is so needed for our area. The one thing that we do not have in Lake Norman is adequate meeting room space to accommodate groups that want to come here, bring their small, not large-scale conventions, but smaller conventions, corporate business retreats, that type of thing. We don't adequately have the resources to tackle that, and that's what this project will bring. So there'll be some tremendous resources available through the Langtree project, but there'll also be some needed room space and some meeting room space that can accommodate what we need to do in Lake Norman.
Well, now in the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, what interested me about your organization is that it just doesn't cater to small retailers. It incorporates large corporations. Is that right? I mean, it seems like you guys have a gambit of members. I mean,
yes, we do, but we also recognized in North Mecklenburg back in 2002, the Chamber of Commerce, we commissioned a study by Lee Goforth, and we looked at various parcels of land, what could be used for industrial development or commercial development, office space, that type of thing. And we knew that we didn't have enough primary jobs in the area. We're very fortunate that Lowe's chose Lake Norman to be their home. We're very fortunate that we have Rubbermaid and Prairie Packaging in North Mecklenburg, but we need to create more primary job type of businesses up here at the lake so that folks who live in Cornelius and Davidson and Huntersville and Mooresville don't have to drive into Charlotte for their jobs. Let's get less of those people off of I-77 and let's put the jobs where the people live. So we created an economic development corporation in partnership with the three North Mecklenburg towns of Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville. It's a public-private corporation, and the sole purpose of the Economic Development Corporation is to go out there and meet with site planners about bringing their companies to Lake Norman. They were successful in bringing Prairie Packaging, which is a tremendous company from North Mecklenburg, puts together some of the packaging items that you see, the cups that you might go to McAllister's or McDonald's, and the coffee cups, put together right here in Huntersville, North Carolina.
Perfect. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk with Bill Russell a little bit about transportation in our area, as well as alternative energy sources.